And good morning, everybody. It is Wonderful Wednesday with Joe Novara. And today we're discussing total business breakthrough workshops that Joe does. But first of all, before I do that, Joe, you were one of the first people that I met when I came to America. And you were so welcoming. And you literally introduced me to so many other people, including the wonderful Robin Thomas. And
Hmm.
there's so many others. And you said, you're going to come to here, you're going to come here. And then you introduced me while I was there. You looked after me. You
I
did.
remember.
Yeah. And I will be forever grateful to you for that. So thank you, Joe. Now, Joe, I have been to one of these. However, you have them coming out like every 4 months. And I believe they've grown and changed and you're doing them in different areas. So tell us about these workshops. Take it away.
Oh my goodness. Well, first of all, I just want to say that I really appreciated knowing you these past several years, and I do remember that, and I remember telling you to go to the different networking events and uh, specifically saying, okay, now you need to meet this person. All right, you met them. Now you need to meet this person. All right, you met that person. And and that's a big part of who I am. I'm a very strong believer in our businesses, and should be very relationship focused and not so much transaction focused. The transaction comes as a result of the relationships that we build and develop, and so we've developed a wonderful relationship over these past several years, and so now here I am on your show, which I'm really excited about. uh, the total business breakthrough was something that we started several years ago as we were approaching the pandemic. I used to do events every single month, and big events that I was doing. And it was getting to be difficult because as I was finishing one event, I was promoting the next one. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to create an event that was much bigger on scale, and that people could get so much more from in a 2-day period. And so that's where we developed Total Business Breakthrough. I believe that you can actually walk away from an event if it's done correctly. You can walk away with an action plan for your business and life that can really help you to move forward, give you real momentum. And I because what I was looking at myself and there weren't a lot of events like that. There was almost zero locally that were available to us as the small business owners in the local community. And you could get it by going to a Tony Robbins event. You can get it by going to Brendan Burchard, or so many of others like that. But I wanted to be able to make this accessible to the local community, and so that's why we do it all over North Carolina. We have multiple locations in North Carolina that we do it. We do it every 4 months. We move to a new location each time. And so we're focused on five main areas
Mhm.
for a biz. It could be for a small business owner. It could be for, and when I say small business, they consider a small business is anything $50 million and under. Most of our businesses that are coming are under $5 million. The majority that come. We've had a couple that were bigger than that, but the majority are under 5 million. And also sales professionals. Okay, and we those are the other people, because a real sales professional, in my opinion, they don't see themselves as an employee. They see themselves as a small business inside of somebody else's business. Because if they don't sell, they don't eat.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So the five areas that we really do a deep dive in Total Business Breakthrough are: number one is the first is the networking. Okay. It's really important that you develop a strong business network. And that can apply to your personal life as well, but it's really the business end of the networking is just so important. And From there, we move from the networking portion into prospecting. Most people, they're so scared of rejection,
Mm,
business owners and many sales professionals, which that's just frightening, to think of a sales professional who's frightened of prospecting. The reason why people are scared of prospecting is because they are fearful of rejection.
I agree. I agree. It is fear will stop certain
Yes.
people from moving forward. Fear. Go on. Anyway, carry on.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Mm,
The So that's a big part. We what we do is, after that, we move from the networking portion into the prospecting portion, and what we're sharing is a lot of, several different ideas and ways that you can prospect. And my belief is you find what works for you.
mm.
Now, I also don't believe in being a one trick pony. And a lot of people, that's what they do. They find one thing and they just try to hammer away at it and hammer away at it and hammer away at it. But what happens is, if the trends move away from that, if, let's say, if you are, somebody that you relied only on email, and now, people, email marketing is far from dead. There are people who are building wonderful businesses through email marketing, but they've got to have other ways of prospecting. You can't just do one thing. But email marketing is a lot more difficult today than it was 15 or 20 years ago.
I think so.
Okay.
Mhm.
Do you agree?
I do, because the people get so many and they're just on
Right.
delete mode.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So then from there, we work really, we have a panel of financial experts that we always bring together for each different total business breakthrough. And what we do is, that panel of experts, they're taking questions from the audience, and the audience will, so then they answer those questions. And sometimes we have dialogue going on between the panelists and the audience members. Sometimes there's dialogue amongst the panelists, which is really fun when that happens. And that is really, we have gotten such amazing feedback on that financial panel. It has been business changing for so many people, as long as they're asking the right questions. If and that's the important thing. You've got to make sure that you know what the question is, that you want to answer or get answered. Now, sometimes you don't know what the question you might have is until you have that question, but you want to make sure that, if that's something that you should be thinking about just in your business life alone, is, what are the things I should be asking my financial experts?
Hmm.
That so that's something I'm constantly asking myself. What should I ask my CPA? What am I missing right now? What should I be doing differently that my financial advisor could be telling me to do? What would my business banker tell me to do right now that I'm not doing? What would my bookkeeper have me doing? So you should be asking yourself these questions anyway as a business owner. What would my financial professionals be suggesting I do? And then you can ask these questions directly to these four experts that
Yeah,
we'll
that's
have there.
really helpful, really helpful. And they'll and every I suppose every time you do it, there'll be updated information because
Yes.
they're constantly changing all the time. Yeah, no,
What
fantastic.
I learned. Oh, go ahead, Claudia.
No, no, I was saying fantastic. I love that.
What I learned, as a business owner, is, in the past, there was a time when I owned a printing company, and I had a partner who I was letting my partner handle the finances, and I was not aware of the business of our finances. And so when there were surprises, the only person I had to blame was myself,
Yeah,
because I was just not making myself aware of where we stood financially. I will never do that again.
yeah.
I
Big
am.
lesson, wasn't it? I remember you saying, and you shared that.
Oh yeah.
And that's what I love about it is that actually you're very vulnerable. when you do this and you share, and it makes people feel, oh gosh, this is a real person that we're listening to, who has been there, seen it, done it, felt all the pain, the pain. And I
Yes.
know it's been, because it has to be a rocky road sometimes in order to come out the other side.
Yeah, if somebody, if their business has been just smooth sailing the entire time that they've been in business, they're not taking risks.
Mm.
They're not making mistakes. If you're not making mistakes, then that means you're not putting, like, really stretching yourself. It's just I really want to see how far more I can grow. How much more can I do? How much better can I make this business?
Mhm.
And so I'm going to make mistakes. I'm going to fail sometimes. I'm going to, but then I'm also going to succeed a lot, and I'm going to have great victories. And I love that. So all of those, when we get the victories from stretching ourselves, that's where the beauty is for me in owning my business.
Well, I agree, because it's, well, what did you learn when it was all going great? And then,
Yeah.
well, what did you learn when it wasn't going so well? And you just put them together, and you come up with the right ingredients. So it's so fantastic. Uh, so tell me some more of the benefits about how it can transform
So,
somebody's.
yeah, let me just tell you the last two areas that we do a deep focus on is we do a focus on leadership, okay? Whether you're a business owner or a sales professional, it's so important that before people are going to follow you, you have to internally be a leader. It doesn't there's no such thing as a born leader. When we hear that, that's false. Somebody taught that individual leadership skills. And so my belief is that we should always be working on ourselves from a personal development perspective. And when you're working on yourself from a personal development perspective, it helps your leadership to be seen more easily from others. So the leadership, and that's what we do, a big talk on the topic, and I know you'll love this, Claudia. We do a very deep dive into emotional intelligence.
Good.
Okay. And
Awesome.
so from there, we move into what I think is the most important part of any business owner or sales professional is we talk about mindset.
Yeah.
um, because you can be the smartest person in the world, but if you can't get your butt out of bed in the morning, or if you can't open up that laptop to send that email, then it doesn't matter how smart you are. You're going to end up on the unemployment line.
I agree. You can have all the knowledge.
Yep,
Yeah, if you don't have the skills, and you don't actually have the right attitude in the first
exactly.
place, then nothing else happens. All starts with that mindset, with that attitude. Absolutely.
Yes,
Agree with
yes.
you totally.
So to answer your question about some of the benefits, well, I mean, gosh, there's just so many benefits that people walk away with from Total Business Breakthrough. Number one is they leave with renewed confidence in themselves, renewed confidence in their business. They find out because there's going to be so much networking happening, and we do a lot of breakout groups. Okay, we do several breakout groups, and people learn that they're not they think like, oh, I'm the only one that's having this problem, and then they're sitting there with 6 7 other people who have or are having the same exact problem that they're experiencing, or the same line of thinking that they've had, and suddenly they're like, oh, I'm not so unique. Okay, and that's great, and in a positive way.
Yeah.
Okay. um, you walk away with new tools to increase your sales, which means increased sales means increased revenue.
Hmm.
Okay, more money is so important. What's the point of doing your business? Whether even if you're a nonprofit, nonprofits have to make money at the
Yes.
end of the day. So
Yes.
you walk away with new skills for increasing your sales and money. You also, again, you'll walk away with strategies to develop a stronger mindset, which to me is just so important, Claudia. It's something that I work on every single day of my life. Is I work on my to be have a stronger mindset. I recently have been talking about one particular thing around mindset, and I'm totally okay with what I'm going to share with you. I can be a happy person,
Hmm.
but I am not always a happy person. Okay, that doesn't mean that I'm an angry person. Doesn't mean that I'm always sad. It doesn't mean I'm normal. I
Yep.
am normal. But what I am all the time is I feel joy inside. I feel joy inside my heart. And the reason it is because I work on myself constantly. I have a lot of joy inside. That does not mean that joy. People get it confused. Feeling joy, inner joy, does not mean that I'm always walking around all happy and
Yeah.
bopping around, and
Mhm.
that's it. But it's inside. I'm confident in who I am. I feel good about my life. I feel good about the people in my life. Most of the people. I feel good about the opportunities that have been presented to me. But it's a inner joy that I feel.
I think that's so important, Joe, and I agree, because that, to me, that is the self-esteem inside. That's when being
Yes.
comfortable in your own skin. And you're quite right, it's that inner joy. So it's gratefulness, it's the
Yes.
self forgiveness, grace. You've given yourself grace in all
Yeah.
areas of your life, so that you can actually have that inner joy, as you say, inner love, which then
Mhm.
radiates out to other people. So you have presence within yourself, which then means that other people also get to be present and have that presence around them. And absolutely, that is phenomenal. I love hearing that. I really do. Thank you for sharing. Yeah.
Thank you well, I've really enjoyed doing this today and just spending this time with you and learning, just getting to share total business breakthrough with so many people. Claudia, I say, one thing that I do say to people often is I really wish there had been something like total business breakthrough when I started in business many, many years ago, but there was nothing like it out there. And so
Well,
I
that's because
created
you
it.
you hadn't created it yet, and now you have. So, I mean, that's the best thing. It was just waiting for Joe Novara to come along and do it. And that's exactly what needs to be said. If you're sitting on something out there like this, don't wait, because somebody else will do it if you don't. So you have to take action now. And if anybody does feel as though they're all just sitting on the sidelines, if they're procrastinating that word, then go along to one of these business breakthrough workshops. Find out about them. We're going to have the links in the comments so that you can always get in touch with Joe. Find out when the next one is, where he is in North Carolina doing it, so that you can be the best version of yourself. Because Joe has great techniques, strategies, tools that he is giving to this workshop. I'm looking forward to coming along to the next one. It was 4 years ago since I did it. I had a workbook. I actually carried on using it for a good few months, and I did work through it because, Joe, I don't procrastinate. I get on with it. I've got the right attitude and I take action. And this is what I know that you're encouraging everybody else to do. And you're there for them. And I know you do one-to-ones with people as well. And you do
Yeah.
coaching, and you hold their hand, because people do sometimes need to be held accountable. And it's like, are you doing the things? Are you doing the things? And that's okay. And again, I'm a biggie on the mindset, because that's what
Yes,
I
I do.
help people do,
Hmm.
because a lot of the time it's from something else. It's their belief system about, because of what happened to them in another time. That's in their lives. That's where I help people. And then they go along to a coach like yourself to keep them accountable. So I absolutely love it, Joe. Thank you for being you.
You're
Thank
welcome, and
you
thank you.
for being my guest. And like I say, it's been wonderful to see you grow as well as myself. It's been a journey. 7 years we've known each other.
Wow,
I know. And hasn't
that's
it flown?
awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome. It really is. So thank you for being my friend.
Same here. I
Uh,
appreciate you.
and I look forward to spending the next Total Business Breakthrough with you. I really do. So
Awesome.
fabulous. So thank you for watching, everybody. It's goodbye from me, and it's goodbye from Joe. So take care,
Bye
everybody.
all.
Thanks for watching. Bye.